Alright, not a bad intro. I can like it for its cinematography, but the FMV clips are ultra low res and they look like they were pre-rendered on a Amiga 500. But that's to be expected on the PlayStation, even for a 2001 release. It is no Dreamcast that can use GD-ROM discs that can hold 1.2 gigabytes.
Why does that matter? Well, it's so graphics and pre-rendered cutscenes could hold more data, meaning more pixels displayed on screen per second. We can't forget about audio, you know? Same deal. The more data an audio file holds, the more crystal clear it will sound. It won't be compressed. Compressed sucks.
A good example of this is if we look at the PlayStation version of Resident Evil 2. Let's look at some actual gameplay. Okay, not bad, right? Okay, this is the Dreamcast version. Much more sharper, eh? Right? No muddy pixelization happening in other parts of the screen, right? But okay, Martian Gothic has 3 playable characters you can toggle between at any point in time, which is very remarkable. It is a survival horror game in every sense of the word. So, tank controls, fixed camera perspectives, I like it already.
Beginning investigation of continuous radio silence from Mars Vita base.
That's no Vita base, it's a PlayStation.
Huh. You didn't like that one, eh? Well, how about this one, gang? That's no Vita base. That's a Mortem Stella. Yes, folks, that is a Latin joke. Huh.
Sounds better in Latin.
And if I'm going to be honest here, this is a smart game. Sorry. The music's really good, you know, for the couple of tracks that it has, especially at one piano track. I really like that one. It works.
This kick is so impotent. I love it. Just look at it. Look at it. Just fucking look. I'd say they were shooting for a specific tone with this game. But I'd ask you to think about this. Karn, Matlock, and Kenzo are on a mission to Vita Base to investigate what happened. Why the ship crashed is their landing guidance systems went bad. And there was a big storm. But it only gives reason to make the situation more dire and to make leaving Mars a heavy ordeal. They have to conserve their energy and rations on this mission, and they communicate through radio, so batteries could go at any minute. Kenzo may even communicate through telepathy if he's so good at being a techno-zen hippie.
If you want miracles, send for Kenzo Yuji.
Yes, send a techno-zen hippie. He will infomesh your brain out.
Such strong respect for Kenzo. He means something back on Earth. So they have to keep radio transmission short and brief.
Your door should be opening now, Matlock. See you soon.
Matlock, it's pretty dangerous out here. I think you better lock yourself in a jar until this is all over.
Okay, Carl. I'll lock myself in the toilet if you come out of the closet.
Big joke.
Let's get down to brass monkeys here. One major complaint I'm aware of is the micro recorders and hearing the last logs of different characters that were doing their best to survive when they opened the Pandora's box down at the necropolis Vita base. And we gotta talk about this, guys. Your last audio log isn't gonna sound inspiring, okay, in the least? Contemplating suicide every minute of the day. So some actually committed suicide, to be clear.
In that mental and physical state, how do you think you are going to sound on an audio log without sounding depressing as fuck? Let me try. Let me give it a shot. Guys, help me from the Martians.
Dark Morris audio log, December 25th, 2009, 02:02 a.m. It has become very clear to me at this point, when I succumb to Death's Embrace, I will become a non-dead like many of the staff of Allenby. It is a grim fate for us unfortunate souls that dared to play God and open Pandora's box. What sort of glory did we hope to find? More knowledge? More power? The last of my co-workers, Walter, hasn't bothered to contact me by means of radio transmissions in 2 weeks. He was a good man with 2 daughters. Had a nasty divorce in 2007 with his ex-wife. One was 8 and the other was 15 before he joined Vita 01, a mission. That was 9 years ago. His oldest must be 24 by now and his youngest must be 17. And his video transmissions to Earth were suspended 4 years ago due to budget cutbacks. I could only imagine how he felt in his last moments. Quite frankly, I miss hearing him ramble on about stories of his daughters. It was the only time I would forget my hunger and thirst and feel a small gleam of happiness. He first, I following, until I saw, through a round opening of these things of beauty heaven bears. It was from there that we emerged, to see once more the stars.
I don't believe in ghosts, Matthew Tierney. At least, not until now.
The people here were generally scientists and other staff of Allenby Corporation. So a lot of them just lock themselves in their rooms so they don't turn into a dreaded trimorph. Too bad the limitations of visuals today screw us out of a cool FMV sequence where you see a trimorph come to be by 3 humans clumping together. That is why a lot of Vita base is locked up tight. The non-dead cannot be killed. You can shoot them and they fall down, but they will get back up momentarily. Keep that in mind. That's why it makes sense to search their bodies to find their micro recorders and key cards on them because they had such items on their person when they died. You could search them when they're lying down. Search them then. You can't search them when they're standing up trying to eat you, alright? There's no bait and dodge in this game. If you are in arm's length of them, they are going to latch onto you, regardless of the orientation of their bodies. Meaning, if they're turned around, or you're turned around back to back, they will just, the next frame will be them eating you, right? It's the worst when they grab you one way, and you need to turn around, and they grab you again. Or if they are just flat out blocking a hallway, because bait and dodge doesn't exist in this game. You gotta shoot it down. In the beginning, only Kenzo can come out of the airlocks. A lot of the non-dead stay lying down. But they start getting up little by little when you start turning on the lights in Vitabase and opening doors, letting the evil spirits inside. Karn is let out when you find this computer terminal. That's when the non-dead begin to get up again. But only a chosen few. But Madlock's airlock needs a specific password to get her moving around. But guys, let's just talk about Karn for a moment. He is such an odd fellow that tries too hard to be a man's man. He's an American though.
I could lick off what's left, but I'm not that kind of guy. Dartboard. One of them brick games. Never played it, never will. I like the way you scream.
Karn. You fucking tool.
How about Kenzo? He's a Japanese man, a very deep introvert. So let's hear some dry ass dialogue.
Well, that's my blood sample if anyone wants it. Anyone alive? Or dead? If you're dead, don't answer. Cool. Now this is really weird.
Now it's gotten weird. Now it's gotten weird. He says.
How about Madlock?
I'm too retro for my own good.
Apparently, she is too retro for her own good. Let's just leave it at that, shall we? No need to remark on it, or comment on it, or criticize her, or opinionate her, or, suggest other things that might, not make her say that anymore or think that anymore.
So, only Karn can enter the Arboretum in the early parts of the game. There's a guy holding a Piccolo gun. He lost his Goku gun. Karn even comments on it if you select Examine Dead Body prompt.
But when you search the body, there's no gun in there. So I'm just left thinking, oh, I guess I don't get any gun now or ever.
So when he does get up, I just think the non-dead is still holding on to it. But what happens is the non-dead drops the gun when he gets up. You just need to pick it up where he once sat on the ground. You can actually see it. There are 3 pixels on screen that are supposed to be the Piccolo gun he was holding. I just didn't give the game that much credit to have that level of programming, so that's on me. Finally, I get to open this door. Oh shit.
What the fuck is that? Is it a trimorph? This is my favorite thing now. I really like it. But I can't let it get close to my heart. Yeah.
From the point you put the game into your PlayStation system, it plays rather good. It has an inspired story, the FMV, and the scripted dialogue coupled with the voice work would be impressive if the design team and the writer kept focus.
So this game was fine, It can't be fun up until a certain point. So let's talk about when the wheels on the wagon start to come undone.
It is when you learn there is an elevator, and you need to go down below Vitabase to Necropolis to complete the game.
The wheels on the bus stop going round and round once you take that elevator down to Necropolis. Really, I can point to where they lost Morel. It's right there.
It is a very linear new area filled with tight, narrow paths to take, filled with non-dead and little trimorph babies that can poison you with one bite, making you burn through health boosts and antitoxins quite frequently. Suddenly you need to worry about ammo much more. At least at Vita Base you can take alternate paths and even bypass parts of Vita Base to avoid running down hallways filled with non-deads. In Necropolis it's one long path with some turn-offs you want to check out. So if you send one person down there, you want that person to stay down there unless you really have to pull them out of there. And it has one of the worst broken puzzles in the game.
This is where I draw the line and say it's fucking broken, okay?
So there's this one Trimorph standing by this one column, which is called the obelisk. He's just standing there, but if you make a dash for the crane area, he will chase you with little success. And you have this one item called chorus, and a note for the chorus that reads, "Don't twist the chorus until it sings." Meaning you gotta do something with this chorus first before it becomes a desirable item.
So you gotta place the chorus at the base of the obelisk where the Trimorph is standing. Okay? Yeah?
So that doesn't sound too bad, right? So why don't we just kill the Trimorph? Put the chorus there, it changes, and we get the item we need. Well, we can't, because that Trimorph is invincible for the moment and punching the obelisk, but because this is a PlayStation game, it just looks like he's standing there. And for whatever reason, we need the Trimorph alive enough for him to strike the obelisk when we place the chorus near it to give us the charged chorus. First task, we need to get him away from the obelisk so we could place the chorus there. Otherwise, he's just going to kill you if you triggered him. We need two characters to do something here. One character has to be at the other end of this pathway at the very edge so we can distract the Trimorph. Distracting him is a loose term. It just means the Trimorph is focused on Karn and runs in place. So I can switch to Madlock and put the chorus by the obelisk, but yeah, be careful. He can still switch focus and kill Madlock if we get too close. Once we do that, we need to move our character away from the Trimorph so we can return to what he was doing and hits the obelisk. After all of that bullshit, we can kill the Trimorph, get the charged chorus, activate the altar to get the Arkham Dorm key, to get the passcode to Airlock 5, to get red sand that we find on the person of a ghost of Mars.
Yes, this transparent Martian apparition had some red sand on his ghost body.
There are two different endings to this game. One where Karn, Kenzo, and Madlock make it off of Mars. And one where only Kenzo and Madlock make it off of Mars. So what you are seeing is 4 different attempts at getting someone off of Mars before Vita Base explodes. My first try, I didn't know I could just press a button to cancel Mood's dialogue, to hit the switch and get Karn back on the shuttle to escape Mars. Then my 3 other reattempts, I don't know, some glitch where the door to the shuttle doesn't open or the camera perspective just doesn't want to change. I doubt the game can tell if you reload your save to attempt a good ending, but the camera just didn't want to change and I couldn't get out of the shuttle in those attempts to even bother to try to hit a switch to get a good ending.
But I don't give a shit at this point. That FMV is probably just 10 seconds long. It probably just shows a shuttle, a space shuttle, shooting out from the Mars surface and into space. And then credits roll. Yeah. This game isn't that good. It isn't good. It isn't good.
Tips for video games. Totally useless.